We are going to discuss the word problems involving fractions. If it is your first time of viewing, kindly consider subscribing to my YouTube channel so that you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. So this question says that a schoolgirl spent 1/4 of her pocket money on books and 1/3 on dress. What fraction remains? Okay, now the expenses she made is that she spent 1/4 on books, and then dress she spent 1/3 in terms of fraction. The expenses she made in terms of fraction will now be the fraction spent on books and the fraction spent on dress. So total fraction becomes 1/4 for books plus 1/3 for dress. And I've taught you a trick of adding fractions or subtracting fractions without even looking for the LCM. Just say 4 times 3, you have to get 12. You write 12, then cross multiply. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3 times 1 is 3. At the end of the day, 4 plus 3 will give us 7/12. This is the total she spent on both books and dress. So if you now want to know the fraction that is left, I want you to assume that the money, pocket money, is a whole money, one complete money. It is complete initially before she starts the expenses. So it is assumed that the original value is 1 and she has spent 7/12. So the remainder will now be this 1 minus 7/12. Okay, so whenever you are having subtraction here and the number here is one whole number, when you are having a fraction, you want to remove a fraction from a whole number, don't stress yourself. Just say 12 minus 7, you will get 5 out of 12, and this is the fraction. This is the fraction that remains. 7/12 is the expenses. Remove it from one complete value of pocket money. So you have a one whole number minus 7/12. At the end of the day, you shall have 5/12. Let us take another question. Okay, in the second question, it says that a man spent 3/8 of his salary on rent and 1/3 of the remainder on clothes. What fraction of his salary was left? First of all, for rent, we are told from the question that the man spent 3/8 on rent. Then let us find the remainder. When the man has spent 3/8 on rent, remainder will now be 1 whole minus 3/8, because he has 1 whole money as his salary, one complete salary, and he has spent 3 out of 8 from it. So the remainder will now be, whenever you are removing anything from 1, you don't suffer yourself. Just say 8 minus 3, it will give you 5/8. This is the remainder. But we are told that on clothes, he spent 1/3 of the remainder. So for clothes now, 1/3 of means times, and the remainder is 5/8. So we have 5/8. Nothing can cancel out. You multiply out. 1 times 5 is 5. Over 3 times 8 is 24. So we are told what fraction of his salary was left. If you want to know the fraction of the salary that is left, you have to sum the total expenses, the expenses on clothes and the expenses on rent, that is total expenses, then remove it from one complete salary. So total expenses in terms of fraction will now be for rent, which is 3/8, plus clothes, which is 5/24. Okay, this time around, let's use the LCM as 24. This divided is 3. 3 times 3 is 9, plus this divided is 1. 1 times 5 is 5. When you add 9 and 5, you are getting 14/24. And of course, you can divide by 2. 2 here is 7. 2 here is 12. So we are getting 7/12 again. 7/12 is the total expenses. So if you want to know the fraction that is left, you remove 7/12 from a complete one whole salary. So a fraction left means one whole salary minus 7/12. And of course, from the trick, just say 12 minus 7, it will give us 5/12 as the answer. So this is the answer, 5/12. You can equally use the trick of butterfly. This time this you write, then cross multiply, it can equally work. Thank you so much.